Alita, Battle Angel 2019 film. It's Miles revealed at the start of the film. It has been 300 years since the international warfare. It suggests a world struggle broke out in the past 300 years, which causes the devastation of the whole international. There's an outline of a spaceship filled with humans from all around the globe. And it become recognized that the inhabitants of that spacecraft dumped their trash on Earth. One day, a scientist discovers a robot inside the trash. It turned into now not an regular robotic but certainly one of its kind. That is equal components human, and this scientist transports the robotic to his home with the aid of lifting it. And he fixes the robotic flawlessly. It's far used to construct a new frame. The following day, that robotic, which become a lady, awakens. And it changed into pleased to acquire a brand new body. The woman robot then requested the scientist, "Who am I? How did I am getting here? In which did I come from?" The scientist is unaware of the foundation of the girl. So the doctor tells it not anything. But health practitioner just tells it, "Your 1-2 frame become damaged whilst we discovered you in the trash. But, your mind became sound. Afterwards, we mended your body. It shows that a brand new human frame has been attached to you." The health practitioner then shows it the arena. That female robot receives excited, viewing this metropolis. It additionally shows a glimpse of the spacecraft. She inquires from the scientist, "What exactly is it? Is that this actual global?" The physician tells it, "It changed into the final ultimate city after international struggle. And its call is Sky Metropolis. There's a nice lifestyles in Sky City. Everybody desires to go there. Because higher magnificence resides there while lower elegance inhabits in our world." Then the doctor names that robotic. He says, "Your name is Alita now on." Alita is pleased, listening to its name. The robotic doctor also informs Alita that each one citizens of our land paintings for Sky Metropolis. Because Sky Metropolis has many fields, industries and factories. After this, Alita meets a boy named Hugo. Hugo compliments Alita's frame, seeing it. Due to the fact its body was robotic which became sturdy enough. Alita and Hugo are befriended nicely. On the equal night, a girl is murdered in that metropolis. Certainly, there has been a career crook in that town who used to give up girls after grabbing them. Afterwards, he used to sell their body elements. On the identical night time, Alita witnesses Doctor, who was returning to home from someplace. Alita observes that scientist's hands are blood-stained. Seeing, it doubts that health practitioner can be the killer in the back of the happen murders of town. In the following day, scientist's wife seems to meet him. Because they were divorced. Right here it's far discovered that the adjusted human body with Alita, in truth, it's Miles the frame of his daughter. His daughter turned into no extra so it donated her frame to Alita. After that, Hugo invitations Alita to enroll in him in the game. And this sport become widely known sport of the city. Alita fascinates others at the same time as gambling this game perfectly. Alita additionally wins that game. Hugo takes Alita at his excellent cherished location later. It changed into the roof of a constructing where the site of entire city could be considered. And Sky City was also searching nearer from here. There may be also a largest pipe. Hugo tells that, all objects come in the world from Sky Metropolis through this pipe. I am struggling hard to visit the Sky Metropolis. Don't forget. See I can truly attain there. Alita asks, "How does this Sky City look?" Hugo says to it, "In fact physician had determined you from the garbage. And that garbage was of that Sky City. It means which you have come from Sky Metropolis." However Alita did not possess a touch memory about it. And here she had forgotten her past. Simply, she had misplaced her memory. Next day, Doctor is going out of the residence. And Alita is chasing him. Alita knows here that the medical doctor isn't always a killer. He's, but, a hunter-warrior. Hunter-warriors are folks who give up the criminals. Then dead bodies of the killers are taken to the factory later. A heavy praise is obtained inside the location of them. Right here Alita knows approximately the fact of the health practitioner. At the equal time, the serial killer processes there. He changed into the equal assassin who became killing the women, but he lived inside the town. Then Alita bravely confronts that killer. It beats enough which compels him to escape. While Alita succeeds to kill the alternative killer. Then medical doctor and Alita pass to the factory, taking that killer's head. Wherein they get the reward of 20 in vicinity of that head. Afterwards, health practitioner reveals his tale to Alita. How did he grow to be called hunter-warrior? And what triggered it to show up? He tells, "It is the story of that time, while my spouse, daughter and I used to live together. Sooner or later, they made a robot. And that robotic abducted their daughter, coming into their house. After this incident, That medical doctor angered sufficient on that robotic. And the health practitioner damaged his very own made robotic. Then the health practitioner became hunter-warrior proper after that. Then a person comes at the scene named Vector. In reality, Vector turned into the head of the race sport. It become Vector who used to set up this recreation. Health practitioner's wife can also be seen with Vector. Right here it's far found out that health practitioner's wife is gambling a trick accompanying Vector. Due to the fact Vector had promised her that he will ship her to the Sky City. So the medical doctor's wife is likewise a health practitioner herself who additionally works for Vector. Then the equal robotic is proven who became spoiled by Alita. That robotic moves to Vector. It tells him that Alita is the motive behind my body distortion. Vector says ill to the robotic, commenting, "Have you come back after being beaten with the aid of a little female?" Robot reveals that isn't a bit woman however strongest. Vector says to the robotic, "Now it's far your undertaking that, you have to carry Alita before me after detrimental it." Then Hugo takes Alita to view that race sport. He also tells Alita, the winner of this recreation is sent to Sky Metropolis. Hearing it, Alita gets excited. Then Hugo takes Alita to expose a deliver. He explains, it smiles the ship of the enemies from 300 years in the past. That deliver fascinates Alita while she casts a glance at it. So Alita actions to that deliver, jumping into the water. Alita also discovers a high technological body in the ship. Alita returns to the health practitioner, taking that frame. He says to the medical doctor, "Repair this body with it, changing it manner, alter this body with my head." But medical doctor refuses to hold it out. He tells, "This frame is mighty, having fixed guns with it. You'll become so menacing if this frame will be constant with you. Too threatening. That you will kill the people and devastate the sector. Alita will become aggressive, going through this refusal." Afterwards, Alita actions to the manufacturing facility. One of the hunters makes Alita a laughing stock. He says, "Having a bit length, how will you kill a person? And how have you ever turned out to be a hunter-warrior?" Listening to it, Alita beats him at the same time as confronting enough. And he is fallen backside. Witnessing it, all hunters are left stunned. Meanwhile, Vector's robot seems there. Which had improved in length now. Because physician's spouse had upgraded it. Coming there, that robotic attacks Alita. And Alita additionally assaults it in return. And that robot enters a tunnel to store his existence. Then Alita additionally movements to that underground vicinity even as chasing him. A tough combat is held between each of them ultimately, that robotic spoils Alita. And it dismembers its frame. At the equal time, Hugo and the medical doctor after they confronted the robotic, they beat it. And they burn its frame. Then that robotic flees from there with the intention to comfortable its life. Doctor brings Alita's broken frame at home. Alita's body had absolutely broken. Having no alternative, that doctor fixes that frame with Alita, which he had discovered from the ship. Next morning, when Alita awakens, it feels at ease because it were given a new body. It become mighty and equipped. And the fireplace also can be produced via that frame. Getting this new body, Alita feels pride. Within the coming day, Alita is going to satisfy Hugo to show its robotic frame. Looking at its geared-up body, Hugo likes it and feels exact. He is also impressed. Here Hugo well-known shows to Alita, "I want to visit Sky City quickly. But all of us wishes scores to head there. And these rankings may be won after killing a person or prevailing the race sport." Hearing it, Alita gives its robot heart to Hugo, pulling it out. And it says, "Take my robot heart. Sell it. On this manner, you'll get a few rankings. Then you could go to Sky Town." And the robotic heart of Alita isn't an everyday one. But it possesses a great deal power. And that robot heart is as more potent that this city may additionally avail the power for lots months from this robot heart. Because this robotic heart consists of lively rays. However, Hugo forbids to take Alita's robot heart. He says, "I do not need it. You could keep it safe for your possession. Due to the fact your robotic heart is very necessary." He says, "You ought to participate in race game. Because I am sure that you may win the race. We both will flow to the Sky Metropolis in case you win the sport." Listening to it, Alita right now concurs. And she or he receives ready to participate in the sport. And she or he wanted to hold it out for Hugo because of her affections for him. Afterwards, Vector arrives on the scene who hires the hunters and killers to stop Alita. He says to absolutely everyone, "If you kill Alita in race, then I can provide you with 5 million scores. Which is fundamental to go to Sky City." Then that hunter is visible, who were overwhelmed within the club by means of Alita. And he wanted to take revenge from Alita on his humiliation. Now he turned into going to take this revenge from Hugo. Ending a man, he alleges Hugo. Now Hugo changed into below the allegation to stop a person. As a result, he had started to show crook. Alita, alternatively, appears. Who had taken an element in race which changed into going to start. All killers within the race come to be combatants of Alita. In order that they assault Alita. But Alita changed into also equal to them. So she continues to kill them, confronting them one by one. Then Alita gets the decision of Hugo. He tells that Hunter has ended up my opponent. And he desires to quit my lifestyles. Then Alita goes to rescue Hugo, leaving that race. Accomplishing there, Alita beats the Hunter violently. Whilst it's far revealed within the entire town that Hugo has become a criminal. He become additionally desired. As the capturer will get 30 as a reward. Then the Metropolis police arrive there to end Hugo. Because all of us become agreed on this point of view that Hugo is a criminal, so it's far critical to stop him. So all say to Alita, put Hugo into death. However, Alita does no longer kill him. However, the Hunter ends Hugo, attacking with a sword. And Hugo is taking his ultimate breaths here. In the beginning sight, Hugo is finished. Then medical doctor's wife comes there, who says to Alita, reduce Hugo's head. Due to the fact we will modify a frame along with his head. And we will make him a robot. Because medical doctor's wife had turned into a gentle lady now. And he or she desired to do it in order that Hugo may revive again. So Alita has been doing the identical now. She dismantles Hugo's head in the front of the complete. Later, it takes Hugo's head to the physician. Wherein health practitioner fixes some other frame with Hugo's head after his operation. As a result, Hugo is revived once more. Hugo and Alita get excited because Hugo had the robot frame now like Alita. Alita is informed with the aid of the medical doctor that Vector defrauds every person. Due to the fact he guarantees to send you to Skytown after deceiving you with a big amount of money. Even no human goes to Sky City, paying the quantity of cash. And no one can visit Skytown. However, most effective, the population of Skytown can move there and additionally inhabit there. And the winner of race can visit the Sky City from this global. In any other case, no can go to there. Physician also tells Alita, my wife and I had born inside the Sky City. And we had arrived right here for the remedy of our daughter. After that, they entrapped right here. Listening to it, Alita gets indignant. And she leaves to kill Vector. Alita directly movements to the manufacturing unit and she is attacked by using the machines of Vector. However, Alita has a powerful and a robotic frame now. So Alita turned into constantly killing all and sundry one after the other. Negative all machines and robots, Alita is going to Vector to stop him. But the robot of Vector appears there. It wounds Alita while attacking it. And she falls down. Then Alita restores her memory relevant to the beyond. As its reminiscence is retained which had been lost. Alita remembers that she had been a warrior and additionally took part in that world warfare, which had held approximately 300 years ago. But Alita's all pals and partners met their result in that conflict. But Alita turned into additionally thrown into the rubbish, wounding her badly. Right here Alita restores its memory, questioning that this has been finished by means of the proprietor of Skytown. And he had additionally ended all the partners of Alita. Right here Alita remembers, my venture is to slay the owner of Sky City. Remembering those fact, Alita becomes sentimental. That it had lost all of its friends. Further, it will become competitive. Then that robotic attacks Alita. And Alita dismembers that robotic, attacking with its sword. At the same time, Alita also assaults Vector, using its sword. And Vector is lifeless on the spot. Receiving Doctor's name, Alita comes to recognize that Hugo is transferring to Skytown, mountain climbing up those pipes. Then Alita additionally movements up at the same time as chasing him. It instructs him, you want no longer to go to the Sky Metropolis. Because there is not anything upside. We will lead our lives, living in this global. Hearing Alita, Hugo agrees. But the proprietor of the Sky Metropolis became witnessing it from upside. So he attacks them with his weapon. Therefore, Hugo's entire frame is dismembered. At the same time, Alita holds his hand. However, Alita loses the grip of Hugo accidentally. So he falls down from a first-rate distance. Losing Hugo, Alita is much grieved. And she or he starts off evolved weeping. Now Alita comes to a decision, that going to Sky Metropolis, it will quit the proprietor of that metropolis. As it desired vengeance for Hugo's loss of life. It is visible that Alita has additionally won that race. And it factors its sword upside to the Sky City. And it says to the owner of Sky Metropolis, I'm coming to kill and avenge you. Watch. I'll make you sense awful and refuse.